Good morning, my name's Nigel Walker from Pharma's Almanac. I am here with Alan White and Anna Lukyanova from Ariello. We are standing in a beautiful location. Here over my shoulder is the Prague Castle, and we are on the Charles Bridge. Now that's not the Charles River in Boston, but that's the Charles Bridge in Prague. Welcome, and I'm really looking forward to talking about the future of healthcare with you this morning.
Thank you.
We are the 6 feet apart or 2 meters apart for our European viewers, and we're going to take our masks off. First question of the day is around about risk management and compliance. And how have you, your staff around the world, handled this topic for your customers?
So risk management and compliance is essentially the core part of our business. Pharmacovigilance essentially is what we manage on behalf of pharmaceutical clients. So managing risk management through this new COVID era is a new challenge. Luckily for us, we run a fully cloud-based system. All our people are based at home if they need to be, and it's allowed us to essentially carry on managing all the processing of data regardless of whether they're in the office or not. The challenge is more complicated for pharmaceutical companies to make sure that actually the data can be reported to us.
And yourself, Anna, how do you look at risk management during COVID-19?
Yeah, so risk management and compliance is really the core of our business. So when we went into the lockdown and when pandemic started, so it was really important for us as a business to make sure that all our systems and all our people actually are safe, first of all. In terms of our clients, also there were quite a lot of changes made in the terms how the companies work, because again, everybody had to work remotely from home, and but still the operations have to be ongoing. The cases for pharmacovigilance needed to be submitted, the regulatory dossiers needed to be submitted to the healthcare agencies, and thankfully all the agency and all the work that we do is electronic. But we saw the impact on the agencies that still accept paper-based copies and the agencies that have to actually see people face to face. Those activities were affected, but still we actually managed.
How do you see drug safety over the next 10 years, and how do you see it changing?
So I think we have to look at a couple of different aspects. So there is traditional pharmacovigilance, where you have, let's say, traditional medicines or maybe a little bit advanced medicines, where you receive cases from the patients and you report them to healthcare authorities and also make necessary adjustments to your processes, to the patient information and so on. What I think is that what we will have to change over the next coming decades is looking into very specialized therapies such as gene therapy, advanced therapies, stem cells and things like this. And current pharmacovigilance professionals, pharmacists, medical doctors may not be so well trained or specialized in those therapies as they actually coming on the market and actually are becoming available for future patients. So I think universities, service providers such as ourselves, and also special courses will have to be educating people how to deal with those special therapies, and also to make sure that there are regulations and laws in pharmacovigilance guiding those principles.
Yeah, and I'd add to that. I think the main issue is that, as Anna mentioned, gene therapy, for example, is a new area that's going to grow. We need to level up. We need to get people basically ready to deal with these new therapies. That means universities, the way that people are educated, pharmaceutical companies, the ability they give them to actually deal with these kind of new therapies, regulators, and also service providers like us. So automation and AI, people talk about it a lot, but actually it's a big need, because what we see too much at the moment is there's too much administration, too much processing of data, which is growing all the time by people that are far too educated to be doing that kind of work. So there needs to be a shift in attitude, and also a drive towards technology to basically create a space for people to be able to deal with these new challenges that we're going to be facing.
Let's talk about automation and digitalization of information, and maybe services, technology, software that you're using, and also that's maybe coming out over the next 10 years. So what is going on with regards to automation and extended documentation, and maybe the subject of big data, and how your services and products is feeding into big data for pharma?
Okay, so I'll start. So we see automation and AI as being something that actually has to happen in pharmacovigilance and life sciences across the board. So, for example, in automation, there's a lot of discussion now about how we can bring AI into process to speed up the process of managing pharmacovigilance, but we're not actually seeing a lot of it in action. So one of the things that we've tried to do is look at how we can look at the low-hanging fruit. So how is case intake managed? And how can we support it to reduce the time spent to actually deliver it? So I'll show you. Actually, I've got our application here on the phone, which is essentially you report the case directly into this. You can talk into it, so you can speech record rather than having to type in a long case, as opposed to people sending emails, photographs of things, and somebody having to manually process that and crunch it, which can take up to an hour and a half. The other thing is about open APIs. So there's a number of database providers at the moment that have been around for a long time, legacy providers, closed systems, and I kind of compare it to how you look at, say, Napster coming into the music scene many years ago, and everybody trying to protect what they had. But actually, forget about it. It's going to become open. So we partner with a company called Viva Systems, who've got a very open-minded approach to how to connect data. They have their own applications, but they also allow IntelliCase, our application, to connect in with an open API. And that's not what everybody's doing, but it's absolutely what they need to do in order for this sort of data to be managed better in the future.
So Anna, do you have anything to add on that one?
Yeah, I think definitely automation and artificial intelligence are the way forward, especially in the pharmacovigilance area. And as Alan just described, we have our own product that would help people to speed up and make those processes more efficient. Thank you.
So Phil, where's the umbrellas for the interview here with Ariello? What happened, Phil?
I know, they're in the car.
Thank you very much, Alan and Anna from Ariello. Again, please take a look at their website and get a further understanding of what's going in drug safety. Thanks very, very much for your time this morning as we are on the road to 2021 and focusing on the future of healthcare. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was
Thank
really
you.
fun. Thank
Thanks.
you.